Brad, all the great putters that I've worked with, they talk about one thing, releasing the putter through impact. What does that mean?
Well, I think it can mean a couple things, and we've talked about what releases, but two things I know when I release the putter happen. First of all, the toe of the putter passes the heel, so the toe passes the heel through the ball.
When does that happen?
Hopefully it's happening, it's a squared impact, and then after impact that toe keeps crossing over, almost like a draw. The other release, you called it vertical release. I always thought if I felt like the head of the putter past the butt end of the club right at impact, right after impact, that was release. So we talked about, early on, if we have light grip pressure, it's okay that your left wrist breaks down. A lot of people like to think that the hands have to keep going forward, but I want to see that shafted vertical at impact, and then the head of the putter passes the hands and the grip.
Yeah, we actually looked at good putters, and we found that the butt end of the club is pointing at the belly button throughout the stroke. In other words, at the end of the backstroke, it's still pointing at the belly button, and when it goes to the end of the forward stroke, it still points at the belly button. That way, you have that vertical release that you were talking about. Then there's also the rotational release. What does that mean?
Well, if the rotational release happens because your putter's traveling on an arc, and from straight on, it would look like the putter opens and closes, kind of like it's swinging on a door. And you taught me this drill about hitting two balls at the same time. Now, I used to do that just kind of messing around, and I never knew why one ball would go further or faster than the other. Can you tell me why?
Well, it's very simple. Because it's working on an arc and it's working, rotating through the ball, the toe is moving quicker than the heel. It's very much like a merry-go-round. The outside of the merry-go-round moves quicker than the inside. So if you had to hit those two balls simultaneously, which ball should go further?
Well, if I do it correctly and if my toe passes the heel, the outside ball, the one closer to the toe, will go further, right?
Correct. So the outside ball should go further.
I hope this works. I never knew what I was doing before. So the toe will pass the heel, and it worked perfectly. Look at that.
Fantastic. Now, what happens if the inside ball goes further?
Well, then I would probably be, not releasing the ball well, maybe straight back, straight through, or the heel's going too fast. So I don't know if I'll really have to exaggerate to do that, but to make the ball on the heel go further, I feel like I wouldn't release the putter at all. And I had that rocking sort of look.
Look at the club face at the moment. The club face is still open, so you had to manipulate the club face.
And we see a lot of bad putters do that, don't we?
Correct. The more you manipulate the club, the worse putter you will be.
So let's finish with a good way to do it, right?
Okay.
So the balls, are they touching when you do this?
Yes, you can have them touch.
Okay. So they're right next to each other. And I'm just going to make my normal stroke, and hopefully the ball that's on the toe goes further than the one on the heel. So you see it happen right away, don't you? And what I notice is the toe of the putter has gone further than the heel and faster than the heel. And I like what you said before about the butt of the club's pointing back into my belly button. So I've released it the two ways you've talked about. The toe moves past the heel, and the putter head passes the butt end of the grip.
Yeah, that's what we call the two releases. The vertical release is really where the club head passes the butt end of the club.
Right.
It's what we call a vertical release. And then the rotational release, the toe of the club passes the heel of the club, which we refer to as a rotational release.
I love this drill because you can do it anywhere. As long as you have two golf balls and a putter, you can do it on a putting green, you can do it on a carpet, and you can, you can fix your own stroke this way by seeing the ball and the toe go further.